What's up, everyone? Maury Croson here from the Performance Lab of California, and we're going to do a new breakdown here today on LeBron James and his jumping. Been wanting to get a little bit more into jumping lately. I think that's an excellent part of overall performance. It has a big impact on speed. It has a big impact on power production. It has a big impact on really a lot of different parts of overall movement control. Tells you a lot about what a person's injury risk is. Um, yeah, I think it's an excellent thing, excellent topic to review, and figured why not do one of the best athletes that are alive today, in LeBron James, and see how it is that he jumps. So we'll hop right on into it here. There's a couple good jumps that we get to see, and really what ends up being a recurring thing with him is maybe I'll go right leg first. So when you're running, a lot of times what you want to do is notice when you land with your shin pretty much right even there, right at a 90 degrees, so it's pretty straight up and down. Knees bent, and then from there, you want to get kind of a push, and we go over these in a lot of our sprint videos. You want to get almost more of a, when you get a push off, you want to get full extension there. And a lot of times you want to get very vertical in the movement here because it's more of a, basketball is much more kind of horizontal. It's not as much about, being able to have super effective sprinting mechanics, I guess. It's much more about, playing within the actual game, playing within the actual sport. So he's not trying to get as much vertical force here. He's trying to load forward jump. Now, off of that right leg. Now, as he goes and he lands on the left leg, though, and we already saw how he landed on the right leg. Notice, though, on the left leg, how the idea here is to be much more straight with that foot. So notice how his knee and everything out in front of him is angle of his shin is now much more close to a 45-degree angle. He's lands much more heel dominant there, and then from there is able to absorb the weight. He's allowing the weight to transfer onto that front leg, and what's allowing this the knee to bend just by knowing anatomy. Knee bending happens with hamstring contraction. So his hamstrings right now are shortening as he's coming up, and they're actually loading in the quads are going through a eccentric kind of loading process here. Okay, and then from there, now he goes and transfers his weight forward. Notice how well he keeps his spine aligned too. Posture is always crucial, right? So never during this transition do you see postural break in his spine. Everything stays nice and aligned there, and his pelvis stays very, very stable. He's not getting very much movement as he's shifting his weight forward onto that front leg, and then from there, now his force production becomes very, very. Notice how everything is all transferred forward, right? So he started with all of his weight back. He's going. He's loading. This is, by the way, is happening very, very quickly. We'll go and see more of this in a second. But now he's transferring all of his weight forward, and now he starts to rise up. Notice how it's not only though his hips, but it's his arms. It's his it's his traps, like upper shoulders. Everything is beginning to rise as he begins pressing off. And then as he presses off, he almost goes into like an extra rotation. Notice how that left knee's turning towards us, right, as he pushes off. And it almost creates like a springy type of rotation. And then it goes and it bounces right back inward. Notice, see that? See how fast how elastic he is, how his foot and his body just turns all towards us. See how it's all turning, and then it bounces right back to going straight ahead. So that's how kind of elastic he is when he's jumping. We had a couple more that we're going to break down here. So now this is where he's running much faster here. And notice how far out in front his front foot is, right? He's definitely much more of a left-footed jumper overall. But notice how much his left foot is out in front of him. This one, he lands with his knee a little bit more bent, but his foot is definitely further out. And then same thing, though. Look at how he transfers his weight up onto that front leg, right? So it's a weight all behind. Now he's transferred. Now his foot's right up underneath him. and now from here, it's just trying to get as much verticality as he can, right? He's just trying to all extension. So what has to happen as you're to take information away from this, to be able to implement this into what it is that you're doing. First, you want to land, or when you land, you want to have enough stability. This is where he's phenomenal, right? Is your ability to load. That is always going to be the true essence of where you can improve if you're an athlete trying to really improve anything. If you're trying to throw harder, you got to be able to load better. If you're trying to run faster, your loading process in between each one of your steps needs to be better. If you want to be able to jump higher, your loading process for jumping needs to be better. So his loading process is phenomenal. His foot is so far out in front of him. He's able to decelerate and control, even though that foot is so far out in front of him. So right, this is a very stable position for him. Now he transfers his weight up onto that front leg, onto that left leg, where now everything is nice and normal. Now he has the strength to be able to take that very lateral force. Okay, so this is where he's kind of moving more, I guess horizontal would be the better way to put it, right? So he's moving more flat horizontally here, and then taking that force and using that horizontal movement to then get him back up and vertical to be able to jump and do the amazing things that he does when he's off the ground. We got one more here where we can see it again. He's just jumping all over people in this video. It's a freaking awesome video. Boom. Notice again, look at this. His leg is straight, right? This one, his leg is straight as he's landing. So his foot's that far out in front of him. His leg is straight. He's able to still decelerate that, right? Again, load that, make it so he can control and stabilize there, and then transfer. This is the key thing, is now with his foot way out in front of him and the rest of his body so far back, and him having so much momentum there, right? Because all that weight, all 250 pounds or however much he weighs, is now shifting forward, right? And then from there, he's controlling that weight and now using it to get up. See that transition where now he is going from a horizontal movement to a vertical movement to press up, and getting a lot of springiness in like that foot ankle where he almost externally rotates in the foot, right, and in the leg initially. And this is probably why he ends up having like the cramps and stuff like that, what we've seen. So he goes in external rotation first, and he springs back and is able to kind of turn his body to be able to all go forward there, and again do the things that he does no matter who is in his way. Just an absolute beast of a person there is LeBron James. So yeah, I just wanted to look a little bit more into his overall sprinting mechanic, or sorry, not sprinting. I keep on saying sprinting because we usually are doing that. Overall jumping mechanics, something that I think we're going to get a little bit more into here, both one leg and two leg. We'll start getting a little bit more into two leg stuff, but you can see how there's differences in obviously strategies, and there is, like, for any movement, there's a strategy for how you could do it. Here, what really separates LeBron is his ability to control on that left leg and move so much horizontally on that left leg during his loading process, and then being able to transmit that horizontal force, that horizontal load, into then vertical power, vertical action, and a very, very dominant vertical jump. And yeah, that's what he does extremely well, and he does it really primarily on the left leg. I wasn't able to see much of him jumping on the right leg, so could be a little bit asymmetrical there, but I simply don't watch enough of his stuff to know exactly how well he's able to jump on one leg compared to the other leg. But in either event, that is the conclusion of the breakdown. Thanks for watching the video here. We'll have some links to some of the other stuff that we have with sprinting and with throwing, so you guys can get some information there. And we'll obviously update this if we come up with or as we come out with a jumping program here, probably in the near future. So as always, guys, thanks for watching these videos, and we will see you soon.